Hi, hello, and welcome to a new episode of Release. I'm so honored and grateful that you've taken the time to listen to what I have to say. Today I'm outside. You may hear some cars driving by in the background, but I don't think that the sound of them will bother you guys as much as it is currently bothering me. But it doesn't matter as long as you can hear what I'm saying. I am very ashamed of the world that we are currently living in. Actually, not even ashamed. I am enraged by the world that we are living in. By a world where people who are on their way, they're on the opposite side of lives. They are of their lives. They're on their way to the grave. These people who have no conception of what it means to truly exist in a society like ours is taking away rights that were never up for debate in the first place. For anybody who is a little bit confused about what I'm talking about, Roe versus Wade has been overturned. So in the U.S., the law protecting abortions was overturned by the Supreme Court. A lot of states have taken that up and they've started running with it. So some places like Texas, they've already put out fines for people that are quote unquote caught, or doctors that could possibly face up to life in prison for assisting a woman who no longer wants to be pregnant. I don't live in the U.S., but as a woman, someone who has a uterus, someone who is able to use their body as a vehicle for life, I have a lot to say about this. First of all, this is a global issue. The U.S. is one of the superpowers in the world. As a Canadian, we are very close. We can say, oh yeah, we can pat ourselves on the back. But that's turning a blind eye to the issues that also exist here. There are people who also want to take away and are fighting. People just like in the Supreme Court, they are fighting tooth and nail to be able to take away our freedom and our rights to our bodies. If it happens in the U.S., it can happen in Canada. It can happen absolutely anywhere. But I never thought that in 2022 I would be witness that the beginning of my adult years would be plagued with so much globally shared trauma. See, first it was COVID, and we had to deal with a lot of things where we're still seeing the repercussions. And then now we have Roe versus Wade. We also have the law stating that a rapist cannot be convicted if they can prove that they were at the point of inebriation when the acts took place. All of these things, I never thought that there would be a day where freedom of existence would be so entangled and would be up to the hands of people who already do not have these issues in their immediate environment. These issues are not actively their own concerns. I know, like, from a spiritual perspective, I already see what is happening. Our generation is actively waking up to the bullshit that is occurring, right? Our generation is seeing literally patterns being replayed, because right now, let's say a woman is found guilty of having an abortion. I don't even know how that court hearing would even sound like, or the words that they would say. But if a woman is found guilty of getting an abortion, she now can face, depending on the state, right? She can either face life in prison or some kind of prison, because technically they're saying that it's under the same category as murder, right? So a heavy prison sentence plus a criminal record, which means that woman would not be able to vote, which means that the uterus owner won't be able to speak up. So they take away your physical rights first, and then they take away your voice. It reminds me a lot of the way that the U.S. prison system began to overly incarcerate Black men, because after the abolition of slavery, segregation wasn't enough. So the police went into Black areas, or predominantly Black areas. They would over police, and then basically they made everything illegal. Loitering's illegal, this is illegal, that's illegal. So they have a lot of space. They have grounds to arrest and basically re-enslave innocent people. Take away all of their rights, and all they want to do is keep us oppressed. And when I talk about Black men and the prison system, because this is the population that is going to be most affected. It's going to be women of color. It's going to be poor women. Because the rich white women, let's say that these Supreme Court justices, women, whatever their official term is, say that these women on the Supreme Court, let's say that they were still at childbearing age, right? Let's say that one of them found themselves pregnant and they just can't go through with the pregnancy as a choice. They have the privilege to get on a plane. They have the privilege to drive across the border. They have the privilege to get things done secretly, privately, silently, and then they get to come back and live their lives. These laws were not put in place for the people that are actually struggling. It caught me off guard. It scared me. But anyway, these laws were not put into place for the women that are actually going to be affected by these laws. I don't even really have the right words. I keep trying to articulate all of my thoughts into a nice little script so I can offer it to you guys in the most polished way. But this is not that kind of podcast, and I no longer strive to be that kind of person. Yes, getting my thoughts together to be able to articulate myself clearly, so important. But the way that I want to exist in this world is completely authentic, and that means that I have to destroy my desire for perfection, because nobody is perfect, and the issues that I talk about on here, or the human rights issues that I speak about, are not nice, pretty, polished issues. It's dirty and mucky and confusing, and there are people dying left and right. Because simply put, access to abortions saves lives. There are no ifs, ands, or buts about it. They save lives. If a woman has a non-viable pregnancy, if the baby dies in her uterus, they have to have an abortion to get the fetus out of the mother. Whatever, if there's some kind of medical issue that affects the pregnancy and it results in the baby not being able to be brought to full term, the solution is an abortion. If these women do not get abortions, they will die. Access to abortions saves lives. And let's say that this woman, let's say a woman carries a baby to full term, right? And she is forced to have this child. In her local community, there are no safe options for her to be able to keep her body safe, because we need to remember that these abortion laws are not put in place for the babies, for the children. They're put in place for the people that are having the children. People that are sacrificing their bodies to house another human. Those are the people whose lives are being put on the line. So let's say this girl finds herself pregnant. Let's say that she lives in less than ideal conditions. And now she's being forced to bring a child to life. The government is only in your bedroom and in your home when it is pleasing to them. Because after that child is born, are they providing all the things that mother needs for that child? No. Are they providing free, proper health care for that mother and child? Are they putting in place possible medical bills? Let's say that that child is disabled or in need of multiple hospital visits. Are they giving that child free healthcare? Is that child's post-secondary education taken care of? Are there free mental health services put into place? Are there free mental health services for the mother? And I use free because they are not giving these mothers jobs. They are not offering these mothers a viable source of income. Minimum wage isn't even livable. They are literally setting us up to fail. They're setting us up to fail. Like, these people are just doing shit and pulling shit out of their asses because they won't be alive to feel the repercussions. They believe that our generation has things way too easy. So what are the things that they didn't have that we have now that they don't like? Again, it's not even like, it's things that they don't agree with. Because they're using, just like, and again, when I say things about Christianity or about the Bible, I'm not a Bible hater. The Bible is a book that is full of knowledge, regardless of if you believe in it or not. If you can understand the symbolism, you understand that the Bible, just like if you were to read the Quran or if you were to read the Torah or whatever religious books, they're about evolution of consciousness. How do you become more like God? Meaning, not to become a perfect person, but meaning, how do you embody love, wisdom, whatever characteristics God looks like or God has for you? How do you embody those? That is the manual. Once you understand how to communicate and you understand how to basically decode the message, right? And when it comes to Christianity, I have nothing against the religion. It's just the things that I have experienced and the ways that Christianity has been used to oppress communities that I am a part of. It doesn't make me the happiest to support the institution itself. But just like Christianity and the Bible were used to justify enslaving people for hundreds of years, it's the same thing that they're using to justify this grotesque bill. Removal, overturning, whatever you want to call it. This is the same thing they're using to justify it. Because they say, okay, abortion is wrong in the Bible. We are going to be good citizens of the U.S. and we are going to ban it because it is against the Bible, and the Bible is the law on which we stand. The U.S., there have been so many fucking killings, random acts of violence, random murders, and they still won't put any laws on guns. They still aren't looking at the issues that are actually affecting they get to pick and choose basically what they look at. They only look at the things that they believe are important. Like, the people that are controlling our world are being led by a book and being led by knowledge that they don't even understand. Because if this God that you believe in, this Bible that you seek to embody in your everyday life, why would it want women to suffer? Why would it want children to come into life suffering? Because if you really break this down, this child is going to come into life, and the mother may have feelings of resentment towards their child simply because they were forced and they weren't ready to bring that child to life. They weren't ready to use their bodies yet as a vehicle for life. And that is their choice to make. None of these services needed for a child in all of their stages, none of those are being provided. Yet it only stops at, we're gonna stop the right to access abortions because of the Bible. That's where it stops for them. They don't see the repercussions. They will never see the repercussions of all of the shit that they're doing to us, my generation, the people that are breaking into the world right now, the adults that are going to be suffering in this world, that these people that are creating the laws, I've already said it, but it's just so shocking that these people who are corrupt, out of date, out of touch with the society and the things that we as a society find important, they are the ones that are creating and carving out the world that we are living in. That's completely fucking bogus. That's bullshit. That's absolute fucking bullshit. This shit fucking enrages me. It pisses me off. And I'm so sorry that I'm swearing so much. I don't normally swear this much unless it's anger. But this does make me really, really angry. But I think that's all I'm gonna say about this today. For all those who are currently on social media right now, it is important to engage. So speak up about how you feel. Speak up, repost things, share, retweet, whatever the fuck you need to do. But as important as it is to engage, it is also important to detach. You need to know your limits, because this stuff is draining, and going on social media and only seeing how your own bodily rights are being stripped and how society doesn't think that you are capable of understanding or understanding the choices that you're making for your body is garbage. But please be safe at this time. If you are an American, they are instructing people to delete all period tracker apps from their phones. Please try your best not to talk about your own abortions or stuff over like social media or over text, because the government is also watching this shit really heavily. So be careful, please. For those who are not Americans, also be careful. I've been seeing a lot of people that are around the world that are opening up their homes to people that they don't know, women, uterus owners that may be in dire need of a life-saving procedure. And it's so beautiful, even though it's such a dark thing for us to be, not bonding over, but connecting and opening our hearts up for. It's a really fucked up thing that's the thing that shows how much unity and community we have in each other. But it's the world that we live in. It's what we have to fight with. And I know my generation, my people are definitely fighters, and there will be protests, and there will be Twitter call-outs, and there will be videos, and there will be so much. But be safe. Stay safe. I love you guys, and I'll talk to you guys in the next episode. Bye.